Okay, so everyone download the pictures? Yeah, right here. Images zip, right? And then, sorry, I got all these windows. Sorry, the projector messes me up. Should be in your downloads. Now, one of the first things though, I did kind of mention in the other assignment where you're supposed to do a screenshot, right? So when you open up Photoshop, oh, mine's not the updated one. Okay, take a screenshot of that, right? Shift Command 3 or Shift Command 4. Take a screenshot, show me that it's working. It's super simple, right? That's on my desktop. You go to your Schoology and you upload that. Yeah, everybody saw that one? Easy 100. Okay, just it's professional communication. That's all I want from you guys on that. Super easy, right? But a lot of you guys didn't turn that stuff in last semester. I really want you guys to try. Okay, going back to that communication idea. Like I told you guys how I bought that jacket, right? Just a little communication, just confirming, hey, I got it, right? That's all I want, right? And it's not just because it's me; it'll help you, right? Confirm. All right. The other thing is, can you guys see the bottom of the screen? Oh, it's not hard to see. But you know, if you go to the bottom of your screen, there's this dock, right? Where you see Photoshop, all the apps, yes? Okay, you'll see it in the video, but it's kind of hard to see up on screen over there. I don't know if you guys know this, but on a Mac, if you go to System Settings, whatever shows up, and there should be one, it kind of changed stuff up. You know how Apple is. Oh, Desktop and Dock, right? So these controls, again, you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you. You can actually tell it how to act. Like if I wanted it on the side, watch this. Position on screen, it's on the bottom. What if I put it on the left? There it is. See what I'm talking about? The dock? Yes? Now, a reminder, on a Mac, if you're in a program, there's that little tiny little dot next to it. I don't know if you guys can see right here. Right? I know this is very basic. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. If you're paying attention, you'll learn something. Check this out. And if you wanted to have it right here in the dock, there's other ways to launch the programs, obviously. But when that little dot is on, that means the program is on, right? Unlike a PC, if you just close out of a window of all the windows in a program, it turns it off. On the Mac, it's still on. Those of you guys who have your own personal laptop or Mac, if you have tons of things on at the same time, it may be a reason that it kind of slows down, right? Because it uses up all the RAM memory, right? That's usually what slows it down. So always check to see what's on. If you're not using one of these little apps, just like on your phone, right? Turn them off. Like see my calculators on, Command Q. I got my messages on, Command Q, right? I like to close stuff up, especially because Photoshop is a little bit more memory heavy than say Illustrator, all right? Okay, here's the other thing. Everybody watching? See how I have Photoshop? I know mine's a 2023. I have it on the dock, yes? You can actually grab stuff and remove it, and it takes it away. See how it's not there? Did you guys see that? So if you don't have it on the dock, I kind of mentioned that in the assignment where you're supposed to take a screenshot, and you want to have it there. Look how simple. You go to Applications. Everybody looking? Now this is very important. You go to the Photoshop folder, double click it open. Notice it was a folder. You don't want to drag the whole folder. A lot of people make this mistake. Everybody looking? They'll drag this to the dock. Don't drag the whole folder. Open it up. This little guy, don't click it, just click and hold once and drag it to the dock. And you can place it in between here. Watch, I'm going to put it right in between here. Oops. Sorry, came loose. I ran out of mouse space. And say I put it right there. Now it's in my dock. And that way I can just go to the dock and click it and that launches it. All right, everybody saw that? Okay. So sometimes if you're looking on a computer, especially on Mac, and you're not used to it, I can't find the apps. Where are they? They're in the applications folder. And if you don't have that app on the dock, sometimes people struggle to find where it is. Okay. So that's where it is. There's other ways to find it. I'm trying to remember. Oh, this one, I don't know, F4. See how F4 will do that? Was that a doorbell? F4. Sometimes that'll let you. All right. But if you want to have it on the dock, there it is. Cool? Yes? All right. So I took care of that. Now let's go to the images. You should have downloaded them. They should have unzipped. Now, notice most of them are JPEGs, but there's a couple that say CR2. Anybody know what that is? Andre, do you know what that means? No? Andre, are you there? Okay. Do you know what that means? You should know. No? Okay. On these newer digital cameras, especially the DSLRs, you can shoot in what you call RAW format, RAW, right? And there's several different levels. What that means when you see a CR2 means you have to open it in a more up-to-date Photoshop. I think at this point, most people are going to have it because that is a different format. And if you don't, I saw some of you guys double click on it and only Photoshop will open that. You can't open it with anything else. And then you get all these cool extra adjustments, right? We're not going to cover that right now, but I'll show you guys that later once we start doing some more photography in here for this semester, okay? If you open this one, you don't know what to do, just hit done, all right? Okay, but check this out. I want everybody to try this. Click in here in your folder and you do Command A, select all, right click on any one of them and open with, and you go to here to other if you don't see it, and you're gonna click preview. If you don't see it in your apps folder, it should be here. Oh, and say right here, all applications right here. Some of you guys might already see that it says preview, but go down here to the P right there, and it'll become the right there. You click on this if it's not clicked already, always open with. You see that? All applications, always open with, open. I'll do that again. All right. So select all, open with, there it is, preview. And that's the one that just lets us look at stuff, right? Oh, there's my dog, one of my dogs making crazy eyes because she's rolling around in the grass. All right. I just picked some random photos. All right. I say she's swimming in the grass because she literally swims in the grass. All right. What's up? Let me see. If you get that, call me over. Just using for using what? For preview? Really? All right. Anybody else getting a thing? Huh?
Hey, you ruined it. I had them folded, it wouldn't get tasteful. Oh.
You guys okay over there? Oh. I forbid. Okay. Everybody there? All right. A long time ago, before I was your teacher or anybody's teacher, I did a lot of photography for friends. Actually, some of these are shots from like when we've gone on field trips downtown. You can see those are students. We'll be doing that. Okay. But I did a lot of photography. I'm not gonna say I was a photographer. I knew my way around a camera and some lighting, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the basic stuff this semester. All right. And I know some of you guys, how many of you guys do not like your photo taken, your picture you take? So some people that really don't like it. Okay. How many guys like to take pictures of other people, but not necessarily yourself? Anybody? Show a hand. Okay. All right. No, and I get the whole, you don't want pictures of yourself. Does anyone believe like when you have a picture taken of you, it steals part of your soul? No? Anyone? No? You never heard that one? No? You don't have one? You're all dead inside? Oh my God. Okay. I don't want to hear that. Okay. So, like I said, now this one, notice how it opened separate is because of that raw format. It's still open in preview, but it didn't want to open with the other ones. But what I want you guys to understand is from now on, when we take a lot of pictures in here and you're going to look at them, don't open them in Photoshop right away. If you want to look through them, especially if a lot of them are like kind of the same shot but variations, use preview because it does really help. It's not using a lot of RAM memory, and you can scroll through them very easy, as you can see, right? So get in this habit, right? This semester, we're going to be doing a lot of photography stuff and looking at obviously photo-based images, right? Use preview is what I'm trying to show you at this very moment. Okay, everybody got that? Yeah, it's one of the best things. Don't open it with the Photos app. It's the Photos app is horrible. Don't do that. If you're gonna do this professionally, right, and do some edits, use preview. It's very quick. It's easy. It doesn't use a lot of memory. You can scroll through very easy, right? You could write down numbers like which ones you pick and so forth, right? There is some editing you can do, but we're not going to use it to edit. All right. Everybody see that one? Is that one cool? Did you guys see who that is? That's me with a box on my head. That's when I did a lot of package design. This is like some random gentleman I took a picture of downtown. This is one of my ex-students. I didn't take this picture. One of my students there, like we went downtown and there's some murals. That one, the old man kind of posed for us. We're gonna be using that one later, like to lighten up his face and stuff. You'll see later. This is a nice perspective shot downtown. This is like, here's one thing I'm gonna show you. So when you're looking through some of these, everybody looking? Yeah. If you click Command I on any one of these, this is what we call metadata. Anybody heard of this? Anyone heard of metadata? Huh? No? Okay. Just remember this. You learned it today. Do you ever see? I'm not saying anybody's gonna be doing anything illegal in the future, right? But do you guys ever watch some of those shows where they catch people that committed crimes, whether they're really bad or so? Because remember what we said, each phone that you guys have identifies you, right? That EIN number, right? Even if your parents or whoever pays for your phone bill, we carry these things around. You guys want conspiracies about the government watching you? You don't need to. Your phone is a tracker for each individual human being that has one. All right. I know that's hard to understand, but it's the truth. Okay. They've caught people that do really serious crimes because guess what? They turned on their phone to check what time it was and it connected with a satellite and it told them exactly where they were at that time. Right. So be aware of that. So there's all this information that either good people or the authorities or bad people can use. Everybody listening? It's called metadata. You can literally find out when something was photographed. Right now, it doesn't show here where, but there's other software. Look at that. Did you see this? Everybody see that? That was 2017. How old were you guys in 2017? Huh? All right. So this picture was taken with one of my students when we went on a field trip downtown to do photography. It even tells you down to the degree and latitude and longitude where this was taken. All right. Now, if you're a hacker and stuff and you know how to strip this information from photos, good for you. But what I'm trying to tell you is every time you take a photo with your phone, every time you post something, right, there is information that people do not know. It's called metadata. All right. Did anyone just learn this right now? Show of hands. It's okay. All right. Be aware, please. Okay. Anytime you connect your phone or turn it on and off, and a lot of people, I turn off my phone. Yeah. As soon as you turn it back on, it connects. It tells people where you are if they need to find out. Right. We have the NSA, the FBI. Who are the other guys? DEA. All those, whether you support them or not, right? The authorities, they can figure out when and where. Okay, just like they can figure out when. Now it's even easier to know when a Photoshop file has been edited or doctored, like to put a UFO in there. You know how I'm obsessed with the UFOs, right? All right. They have software now, and especially with the AI powered stuff, to automatically detect if a Photoshop file, if a photograph has been edited. All right. Anyway, so just so you guys know, that information is there. It tells you even what kind of camera, right? Sometimes some will even say what the lens setting was and so forth. Okay, just be aware. That's all I'm gonna say. Cool. Everybody got that? Yes. See how it changes? All right. Okay. And yes, that is me right there. I'm so upset because nobody listens to me in class. See? No? Haha. Hee hee. All right. How old were you guys in 2005? I knew it. Yeah, that's a self-portrait down in my basement with some lighting. Right? And then see, these are some of my friends over the years. And I think I told some of you guys, I used to follow around a group of my friends that were from Puerto Rico when the whole what do you call it? The reggaeton craze was happening before you guys were born. And it was like a big thing. And I got to travel with them and be like their tour photographer. These are all like live photos. I'll show you guys more of those later. So I did like some of their portraits for their albums and stuff, right? And hopefully we'll be doing a little bit of that, a little bit of photography. All right. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna use some of these to start off a collage. Okay. Oh, and this one happens to be, I don't know if we'll have time in this class because there's too many of us to take a van. But one semester I took all my students, because it was a small class, to the car lot that I have out there on the east side where I have all my cars. That's one of my Volkswagen vans that's sitting out there. All right. So we'll see if we can make that happen. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So everybody good there? Yes? Okay. So let's go to Photoshop. Everybody there? Yeah? All right. And we're going to make a new document right here, new file. I know mine might look a little bit different. Everybody there? Yes? Now, what we are going to create this small collage. We're going to do one practice one together today, and then next class we're going to take some pictures, and then you guys are going to do one on your own. Right? It won't take long. Now, everybody listen to this, and it'll be on the video too. All right? Listen, Linda, listen. All I'm going to tell you about Photoshop is what I know. And one of the things I know is sometimes simple edits, simple things, some of the basics can make a photo better. Right? But we live in an age where, oh, let me go to YouTube and see what, and they got a billion different things you can do. I'm not saying don't do that. And we're going to use some of them from YouTube because they're very good lessons, right? Very good tutorials. But to make a good photo doesn't mean you have to spend 3 hours editing it or doing something crazy. Okay. Sometimes just it starts off as a good photo, and that's what you should do as a photographer or someone who likes to take photos, right? And we'll be going over that too. Look through that lens, look through your phone, frame it well, get the best shot possible at the beginning. That way you have to do the least amount of editing. Now, is there editing where you can do crazy stuff now with the new AI stuff? Yes. Yes. I'm just saying sometimes a simple edit is best, right? Keep things simple. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. All right. Everybody good with that? All right. Everybody here? Just like in Illustrator, we can select size. Let's start off with a high res 8.5 by 11 because we are going to print these out when we're done next week with this simple collage. And we're going to look at them. We're going to talk about them. All right. Because like I said, we want to do a better job this semester of giving you guys feedback. All right. We're going to leave this one RGB for now. Remember, we have red, green, blue. Those are the 3 channels of color that we use for everything that's a screen like we have right here. CMYK, if we're going to print it. And we'll do that at the very end. But we want RGB, 8.5 by 11 inches. Make sure it's inches, right? Just like if it were an Illustrator file. But this is the important one. Everybody here. Some of you guys may know this. Some of you guys may not. All right, we're creating a brand new file. This is not a photo we're editing. We're creating a brand new file that we're going to put photos into. All right, 300 pixels per inch is standard high resolution, not 299, not 301, not 153, 300. That is a standard. Okay, you guys are going to learn that. That's standard high res. And you got to do it right now. You can't start off with a 72 pixels per inch image and then later change that, because all you're going to be doing is diluting the pixels or making more. It's like, how many of you guys have somebody in your family that there's a little bit of ketchup left in the bottle and they add water and they screw it up? Anybody? Is that you? Do you guys do that? No? No one does that? No? Why? What if you just add a little tiny bit, man, a few drops just to loosen it up? All right. So that's the analogy I'm using, that if you start off at 72 and then you do all this Photoshop work, oh, Noel said it needs to be 300 pixels per inch. You can't go in after and add 300, because then all you're doing is adding water to the ketchup. Does that make sense? Start off at 300 pixels per inch. You guys that do all your artwork, and I think I told some of you guys on your iPads, right, whether it be Procreate or some of the other programs, start off at 300 pixels per inch if it lets you, because that way you can maybe blow the stuff up later. Whereas if you start off at 72, you'll never be able to blow that stuff up and make, say, a banner for an art show or a museum, right? Always start off at 300 pixels per inch, right? So you have a high res. You can always make low res versions from it, but start off at 300, okay? Create. Everybody should be here. Yes, no? And remember, mine looks more like a square, but it is long like a sheet of paper. All right. Number one rule of Photoshop, layers. Okay. Now, remember, this is not Illustrator. It looks similar. The tools look a little similar, but it does not work like Illustrator 100%. All right. So we want layers. Go to Window, Layers. And I guarantee you, you're not going to be able to do any work without layers in Photoshop. It just won't let you. Like Illustrator. Some of you guys, right? Remember last semester I get on you about having everything on one layer? Yes? You have to really try hard to do that here. It won't work that way. Cool? You ready? Everybody ready? All right, next step. Command O. I want everybody to do open, Command O. And let's go to the photos that you downloaded, right? And let's open up the one where my dog is on the lawn making a crazy face with her crazy eyes. This one. 202006111 blah 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 JPEG. Yes? Everybody? Command O, open. Yes? Everybody got it? All right. So notice we have two files, the one we created and the one we just opened. Yes? Drag this down a bit so it's kind of separate, right? How did I do that? I just separated it from up here. Okay. Command minus, Command plus, that zooms in, zooms out. Everybody there? Cool. It is RGB format. Everybody watching? Look, have it like that more or less, so you can see. You ready? Yeah? Now, here's what's weird about Photoshop. You guys see the gray area around it? It's not like Illustrator, right? It does not show you. You cannot put stuff on this gray area, right? If you do this, Command 0 and Command minus, you have to click and kind of hold this drag and open it so you have access to the whole document. That's the tricky part sometimes at the beginning, all right? Okay. So what we're going to do is, everybody looking? Right here where it says background and layers. Everybody watching? Yes? Click on that right here in the gray and drag it into the one we just made. Let me do that again. So here we are on my dog. Her name is Maple, by the way. All right, right there. Go to your layers. See where it says background? Just click here in the gray area. Click and hold. And drag into the untitled one. There it is. What happened? All right. Now, remember I said it's not the same as Illustrator. We don't have necessarily the same hollow arrow, regular arrow. We have a move tool. All right. And if you notice now, in your layers on this untitled one, the one we just made 8.5 by 11, 300 pixels per inch, there's a new layer. Right away, I want you guys to name this, and I'm gonna get after you guys to name your layers and call, and call this Maple the dog. Don't call her Maple the human because she's not a human. You guys doing okay over there? Yeah? Why not? What's going on? All right. And notice what I said. And notice what I said that if you zoom out, you have all this gray area and you select that top layer. Notice how you cannot really select anything except the whole image moves. Look. And it kind of hides behind this gray area. So you have only two options. Either you just kind of move it to where you want it, like this. And I want everybody to try and do that. Or you actually scale down that photo or transform, Command T. Notice what layer I'm on, Command T. And now I can scale it to make it fit if I wanted to, right? Just like an Illustrator, or I could rotate it, right? But I would just say like that. And then hit enter. Anytime you do a Command T or transform, you got to hit enter to place it to move it around. Okay? So move it to where there's no white showing. That's good right there. Cool? Everybody there? Anybody need help? No? Should I pause? Again, if you're not doing well, don't worry. We're gonna be doing this over and over. I just want to show you the basics of how Photoshop works. There are other ways to get this image in there, yes, but I'm showing you one. Okay. All right. Let's add another photo. How do we do that? Command O. Yes. Let's add the old man. Let's do the old man, the downtown man. Select it. Command O. Open. Yeah. Same thing. Drag this so you can see both images. Right. Make sure you're dragging it onto the untitled. The same thing. I drag it onto there. Boom. Oh, wow. It's smaller. It's smaller because it's lower res. Command T. Let's scale that up. Notice how it's starting to get a little pixelated, but that's okay. Watch. And let's say like that. Hit enter. Boom. All right. Now, here's the weird part. Remember how I said it's not like Illustrator, right? How come I can't see anything of Maple the dog? Anybody? It's there, but I can't see it. Why? Because the picture I just drug in there, the old man, I mean, that's the white background, right? This is pixel based. Watch, if I zoom in, guys, these are pixels. Tiny little squares, right? So in effect, what we're doing in Photoshop, whenever you do a manipulation and edit, you are editing groups of these pixels and editing them into what you want, as opposed to Illustrator, where you can make shapes and everything separate. They're two very different worlds. This is pixel or raster image, and I wrote that on the Schoology, and Illustrator is vector, right? They're two different worlds of graphics, all right? Photoshop is typically harder to get it to do what you want, but obviously there's tons of information and tips and tricks on how to do that, all right? Everybody ready? Did you guys have it more or less like this? Check it out. Here's the next step. I'm going to take a break and go see where everybody's at. You guys watching? So all I did was drag two images into one Photoshop file. I can see them right here. Watch this. Remember what I said? Simple is usually best. Just by using some of these transparency modes, right? Just like in Illustrator, we had transparency, right? Look at how I'm starting to get, oh, look at that one. Look at that. I didn't even try. And I've got, I know it's hard to see on the screen, I've got a silhouette almost of the man and just the dog being revealed in it. This is simple Photoshop, right? I'm not doing a 5-hour tutorial, right? I'm just like, oh, let's see what I get. Ooh, look at that. I didn't even try, right? These are all the blend modes, hard light, right? You saw, I didn't even try to do this. And I can see the man's face, and I can see the grass like in his beard, and then I see the dog. Right? I'm not even trying. Photoshop is doing all the work here. Look at that. Well, that's kind of weird. Oh, interesting. Right? Exclusion. Oh, that one's kind of weird. Subtract. Oh, so cool. Right? So you see what I mean? Sometimes just the basics. I'm gonna kind of leave. I like this one. I'm gonna leave mine on this one that says hard light. Cool? Huh? What happened? Someone need help? No? All right. I'm gonna do one more and then I'll pause and I'll go see what everybody needs. See, so very simple. How do we get images, different images into one file? Very simple, like this. I'll do one more and then I'll go look. Command O. Oh, even better. Everybody watching? And I've shown you guys. Let's go to the interwebs. Go to the interwebs. What I tell you, I want vintage handwriting. Watch this. Vintage handwriting. Images. Tools. This is Google search. Large size. Right? People never use these things. I love doing collages with this kind of stuff. I love that kind of penmanship, cursive from even before I was born, right? People used to learn how to do this. Look at that. Anybody else like this stuff? I love how it looks. Right? Oh, I love like old books like this. I'm going to choose one as soon as I find the right one. Ooh, look at that letter. I want that one. Boom. Let's click it. Hopefully it's a good size. I'm going to right click. Ooh, it looks very low res. But anyway, you're going to see what I'm going to do. Save image as. Oh, here it is. See, click here for full size printable. Oh, sorry, I messed up. See, you got to read stuff. Ephemera. Save image as. Let's see if it lets me. I'm going to go to images, downloads. And save in there. Let's see if it works. No, I'm not going to give you my email. And I come back over here, Command O, right? Command open. There it is. Say open. I don't know how big a file this is. It's probably very low res. Oh, no, it's actually nice. You can find a lot of stuff free on Google Images that is high quality. Command T. You can do Option, and it'll scale from the center out. Check that out. I just put that here. Hit Enter. Do a blend mode. Oh. Oh, interesting. Wow. Look at that. I just added a little bit. This overlay. You guys, I don't know if you can see up there. Oh, wow. Oh, I like this white one. Look at that. That's so cool. I'm not even trying. I'm not doing anything special. And then here's what's cool. Each one of these, you can also lower the opacity or how strong or how light that stuff can be. Look at that. I've done no erasing. I've done nothing but just stack stuff on top of it. Would you agree? Yes? No? Kind of cool? Not cool? Very simple stuff. Right? Not everything has to be 20-minute tutorials. Oh, look at that. And then you can kind of find the balance in between where you can still see everything. I kind of like that one. It's hard to see on screen. But on my screen, I can see the man's eyes a little bit better. And I'm going to hit save at this point. Command S, right? And I'm going to call this practice collage 1. So you can already start thinking and always save as Photoshop. Everybody look right here. It's going to automatically do a PSD. That means Photoshop document. Don't save as JPEG or PDF or anything. Always leave it as a Photoshop document when you first save it, right? Because we are going to try this semester. Remember how I tell you guys, sometimes you have to pass on files to other people to work on it. We're actually going to have an assignment there where you're gonna do something like this, pass it on to another student in here, and then they're gonna do something else with it, okay? Cool? All right. What time is our break? At 3? All right. Oh, there it is. You can see the eye a little bit better. Look. I know it's kind of hard to see up on screen. But it's very interesting. All right. Cool. And again, this can work for anything. Somebody give me a random image to look up. Who was talking about school appropriate, of course. How about a record, a vinyl record for Leslie? Check it out. Vintage. Right? And here's a thought. Everybody listening? Already just today, if you kind of do this a few times, you're like, oh, what if I do a collage and print it on a shirt? Yeah, who would like to do that? It'd be cool, no? And by the way, we have not received the vinyl again to redo the shirts. We do have some that we didn't cut out and finish, but I do have some transfer sheets. They seem to have worked. We tried one in the morning. So if anybody still wants to do another shirt, we can print on our little inkjet for now. And it seemed to have worked. Remember, it's a transfer. It's not like the heat set like the one we did. It still uses the heat. But let me see. I'm trying to look for a cool image here. From the internet. Vinyl vibes. I'm going to use Getty Images. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like that image. All right, it's low res, but let's see what happens. Let's see if it saves. Oh, it's a web page. All right, I'm going to do a screenshot, right? I'm showing you guys. If you can't get the image, let's do a screenshot. Watch this. All right, here's my screenshot. Watch this, watch. And I'm not saying I'm stealing this from the internet. I'm borrowing it, right? Yes, no? Check it out. Open. Right? I did the same thing. Command open. Drag it in here. Let's see what we got. Command T. You hold down the option from the center out. It's a very low res. Could you go get stuff from Vecteezy even if it's vector and throw it in here? Heck yeah. I don't know what I'm going to get with it. Let's see. And also, let's bring that to the top. Oh, everybody look real quick here before we end. You can also move the layers, right? You just drag them. Cool. I'm going to make that the top one. Sometimes even just moving them. Oh, wow. Look at that. How many guys ever done a screensaver for your phone? Anyone? No? Show of hands. No one's done a screensaver for their phone? Oh, okay. Tatiana, okay. Yeah, we'll be doing that for one of the lessons. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Cool. That one didn't work as good. I thought it was gonna be better. But maybe if it's something like that, you lower the opacity. Yeah. It didn't work that good. I'm gonna leave it like that. Cool. All right. Okay, let's save Command S, practice collage 1. Let's stop for a little while. And I'll come around and look, and then it'll be our break soon. So I'm gonna stop this. Any questions? No?